March 1st, 2023. March 1st. Moving right along. This is the third month already. Third month in this year. 2023 year of our Lord Jesus Christ. Well, today's Wellness Wednesday. And as you know, we're covering the plant paradox, the plant paradox, the plant paradox, and nothing but the plant paradox. So help us, Lord. Making a statement in court today. No. We've gone through chapters 1 through 5 so far. So we are on chapter 6. And as you can see in our split screen here, chapter 6, rule number 1, what you stop eating is more important than what you start eating. Rule number 2, pay attention to the care and feeding of your gut bugs, and they will take care of you. Rule number 3, fruit might as well be candy. That's right. Fruit might as well be candy. I know that's hard for most of you because I eat fruit. And it's, no, fruit might as well be candy. Rule number 4, you are what you eat. And I don't know if you can see rule number 4. Let's see if we can scan down just a bit here. Rule number 4, you are what you eat. Now, let's get back up to the top, and I will stop. Now, I'm reading from the Plant Paradox. So it is not me actually saying this. It is Dr. Gundry. I'm just going to pretend to be him. I'm not wearing a white coat. I'm wearing a black jacket. But just pretend that it is me, or he is me and I am him. And, some sort of symbiosis thing that's happening here. Let's start with rule number 1. Rule number 1. What you stop eating has far more impact on your health than what you start eating. Well, as far as I know, Professor John Soothill of Great Ormond Street in London, my old hospital, was the first person to state this rule. And if you get no further than this rule, and if you actually follow the Plant Paradox food list, I can virtually guarantee that you will achieve remarkably good and sustainable health. Now, I'm not suggesting that you simply stop eating, although the ability of a simple water fast to cure any number of diseases is staggering. But this rule does confirm Hippocrates' dictum that all diseases begin in the gut. If you stop damaging your gut, you'll be healthier overall. Your gut holobiome accounts for 90% of the cells that make you, and contain 99% of all the genetic material that makes you. So what goes in your gut, unlike Las Vegas, does not stay in your gut. For example, my patient Tony, whose vitiligo was cured after he started the program, is a perfect example. When the pigment in his skin returned, I could have said that his skin miraculously normalized because my dietary program was extremely anti-inflammatory, high in antioxidants, low in simple sugars, high in olive oil, and blah, 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 blah. You see, the creators of all diets make these kind of proclamations, but quite frankly, most of this rationale about why a dietary program works is wrong. Why? Because it wasn't what I told Tony to eat that made the big difference in his health. Rather, it was what I told him not to eat that cured him. So, remember that. What you stop eating is more important than what you start eating. Rule number 2. Pay attention to the care and feeding of your gut bugs, and they will handle the care and feeding of you. After all, you are their home. Another way of expressing this rule is give your gut bugs what they want, and nobody gets hurt. That nobody being you. Now, that sounds pretty easy, except for one thing. Part 1 should have convinced you by now that most of us have a virtual wasteland inside of our gut. Years of using antibiotics, antacids, NSAIDs, plus the high-fat, high-sugar Western diet have decimated the once dense rainforest of our guts. A food desert is an area where quality food is unavailable even if people want to eat it. Now, imagine your gut as a vast, almost uninhabitable food desert where only the bad bugs can survive and actually thrive on the stuff that you throw down to them. Remember Audrey, the carnivorous plant in The Little Shop of Horrors, who was always screaming, "Feed me, Seymour, feed me." Similarly, the bad bugs are demanding more sugar, more refined carbs, and saturated fat. In other words, junk food. That's exactly what bad bugs love to dine on, which takes us back to rule number 1. Stop feeding the gang members what they thrive on, and they will leave town. It's as simple as that. Rule number 3, fruit might as well be candy. Now, I think this is the most disturbing part for most people because I know so many people tell me they think of the healthy food as fruit. I eat fruit. I eat fruit. Well, fruit might as well be candy. Forget any idea that fruit is a health food. As you've learned, eating fruit in season allowed our ancestors to fatten up for the winter. But now fruit is ubiquitous, 365 days a year. The next time you ask for a fruit salad as a healthy breakfast, I suggest instead that you order a bowl of Skittles candy. Go ahead. It's the same poisonous stuff. The corollary to rule number 3 is this. If it has seeds, it is a fruit. That means a zucchini, a tomato, a bell pepper, an eggplant, a pickle are all fruits. And when you eat them, they deliver the same chemical message to your genes and your brain as the more obvious fruits, such as an apple does. Store fat for the winter. In other words, eating fruit, you're going to get fat. Moreover, and this will surprise most of you, eating the fructose in fruit causes your kidneys to swell and suffer injury, which can destroy them. So, just to be clear, there are three fruits that you can have as long as you eat them when they are still green: bananas, mangoes, and papayas. Unripe tropical fruit has not yet increased its sugar, which is fructose, content. Instead, it is made up of resistant starches, the things your good gut bugs love to dine on. But we humans don't have the enzymes to digest. Green papaya and mango are great sliced in a salad. Green banana flour comes in handy for making grain-free pancakes and baked goods. Our dear friend the avocado is the only acceptable ripe fruit because it contains not a trace of sugar and is composed of good fat and soluble fiber, which help you to lose weight and absorb fat-soluble vitamins and antioxidants. I covered the next concept several times in part 1, but it is so important that it deserves to be my 4th and final rule. Rule number 4, you are the thing you are eating. But what did it eat? Corn. Corn is omnipresent in the standard American diet, especially in processed foods. Fast food restaurants rely on corn oil, cornstarch, cornmeal, corn syrup, and a host of other ingredients extracted from corn. When scientists examined approximately 480 burgers from a gamut of fast food restaurants, they found that almost all of them, a whopping 93%, contained a signature C4 carbon that indicates that the meat that comprised the burger came from corn, meaning the animal's diet was corn heavy. If that drives you to order a chicken sandwich next time you grab a bite at a fast food restaurant, here it is. The meat in chicken sandwiches was similarly made from corn. In fact, all the chicken served in fast food places in the study originated from one source. That source is Tyson Foods, which feeds chickens corn, and only corn. So there is no escaping corn in such chain restaurants. Now, if 93% of the ground beef and burger originated from corn, the next logical question is, how much of you has originated from corn? Well, here is the good news, or the bad news, however you want. The good news is that it's less than 93%. The bad news is that scientists at the University of California, Berkeley, carbon tested strands of hair from typical Americans and found that 69% was from corn. Even the health guru, Sanjay Gupta's hair analysis found the exact same percentage of carbon from corn. And here's the shocker. When the same carbon test was performed on strands of hair from typical Europeans, the corn content was a mere 5% because they outlawed GMOs. Unfortunately, there's even worse news. Most field corn, the type that's fed to livestock, grown in the United States, is a genetically modified version called BT corn, a gene for a potent lectin from the snowdrop plant is inserted into this corn to improve its insect resistance. And once that lectin makes it into the corn and is fed to cows, chickens, and pigs, and then you eat those animals or drink cow's milk, it makes its way into you. This is a lectin to which everyone reacts to, and it's even found in the breast milk of American mothers. Another sobering point, genetically modified corn produces osteopenia and osteoporosis in chickens. For those of you who thought that only postmenopausal women develop these bone deterioration diseases, well, it's not true. One reason chickens are crammed together in their pens is that their leg bones are so brittle from their diet that they fracture when the birds try to walk. So ladies, the next time you take your osteoporosis medication in the morning and have a boneless chicken breast for lunch or dinner, ask yourself a variation of this age-old question. Which came first, the chicken or the osteoporosis? And actually, the correct answer is corn came first. Again, if you were eating the stuff that these animals ate, and because you are eating the stuff that these animals ate. Now, because our livestock have been routinely given antibiotics, they have become hosts to multiple forms of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Almost weekly, we hear of another report of a meat or chicken recall because of a deadly outbreak of diarrhea. Now, I'm going to stop right there, because after this, we're going to get into some of the diets of plant product diets that you should be eating. But suffice to say, this is enough for today. This is enough to go over and to start with as you begin chapter 6. There's no doubt. What you stop eating is more important than what you start eating. As you go over the diet, there's going to be a lot of things that, well, are not going to be part of your diet, so you're going to stop eating them. Theoretically, and it's true, you will. I can guarantee it. Pay attention to the care and feeding of your gut bugs, and they will take care of you. Look up what are probiotics and what are prebiotics, okay? They have these things, and wherever you want to go, you can Google it. Prebiotics, probiotics. You can get them Amazon, in a number of places. Order these things. Feed your gut bugs. That's right. You don't have to wait for Dr. Gundry to tell you to do this. Take it upon yourself. Feed your gut bugs what they want and what they need. Number 3, fruit might as well be candy. And this is going to destroy a lot of women who tell me that they eat fruit and they're not very healthy. And they don't look very healthy and they don't feel very healthy, but they think fruit is it because you've been told. Yes, you've been told that fruit, you know what? I just noticed something here. I've been pointing to this thing and there it is. The whole time I've been pointing to it, you didn't know what I was pointing to. There's my split screen. What you eat is more important. Pay attention to care. Fruit might as well be candy. See if we can get this over a little bit. You didn't miss much because actually you heard me talking. So my talking is better than that, right? Right, wrong. So I could do without you talking. I just could have read the board right there. I haven't finished it. Fruit might as well be candy. Well, yeah. Next time, just order a bowl of Skittles when you want to order a fruit salad. And you are what you eat. The problem with that is that most of what we've been eating is corn. Okay? Corn's been making up most of the animal protein. Now, if we look at it that way, okay? It's been making up most of the animal protein that we've been eating. Now, we reduce our animal protein. If we reduce the amount of burgers and beef and chicken and pork that we're eating, we're reducing the amount of corn that we are going to get, because corn is part of the American diet for animals. That's what they feed them. Corn fattens up an animal. Corn fattens you up in the same vein. So yes, corn is given to animals to fatten them up. And when you eat that corn, well, when you eat that animal, you are being fattened up also. So you have gained weight because of corn you've eaten, even though you didn't really eat it, you ate it indirectly. You have gained weight because you've been eating fruit thinking it was healthy, and it's actually just candy, okay? You have gained weight because you haven't paid attention to what you've been feeding your good bugs, because you didn't even know you had good bugs, because you didn't even know you had bad bugs. But if you've been eating refined sugar and fats and high saturated diet of fats, okay, your bad bugs have taken over. and your good bucks are gone, practically gone. So you're going to have to start giving your good bucks what they need in order to stay in business, replenish themselves, regenerate, and this will kill your bad bucks when you stop feeding them the bad foods. And what you stop eating is more important than what you start eating. You're really not going to start eating anything new with the Plant Paradox diet, but you will. But more importantly, you're going to stop eating the bad things. So as we go over this, and it's very important that I want you guys all to hear this, being fat and overweight and sick is really not your fault because you didn't know. So next week, we're going to tell you how to start on the diet, and I will be able to walk you through all of this because I did all of these things. And at 63, bada boom, bada bang, somewhat healthy, more healthy than I've been in the last 20 years when I did not know about the diet. Well, everybody, it's time to go. I have to run. I have to run off to daily mass, and I am late because I was supposed to be there at 8 o'clock, and it is 8:10. But better be late than not go at all. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Another Wellness Wednesday, March 1st, 2023 year of our Lord Jesus Christ. We are here. You are here. Major Great Sports Connect. I am Clay Morris. Glad to see you. Take this, roll with it, run with it, implement it into your life, and have a good day. Ciao.